Nah, I done grew around some people living their life in bottles. Granddaddy had the golden flask, back though every day in Chicago. Some people like the way it feels, some people want to kill this.
White Sox have done in regarding to what they've been doing this season trading wise. So the first one we're going to be talking about is the one they made with the Yankees, where the Yankees got Todd Frazier, David Robertson, and Tommy Cannell. I'm going to say Cannell. Just some stats on those guys real quick for you. Frazier's hit 17 dingers, 48 RBIs. He's hitting 204 with 327 on base percentage and a 735 on base plus slugging. So you see 204 average. What you have to understand about Todd Frazier is he's a power hitter. He hits bombs. He hasn't hit as much as he could have in the past, but don't let that 204 average fool you. He's a good guy. Not to mention he gets on base 327% of the time. So, that means he's got a good amount of walks in there for as much as he strikes out. David Robertson, a good bullpen arm for him. He's 4-2 on the year with a 2.68 ERA in 30 games. He has 13 saves, but he's not going to be closing for the Yankees. That's Chapman's job. He's pitched 40 1/3 of an inning, 57 strikeouts, and a .94 whip, which is excellent. Another righty from the bullpen, Tommy Cannell. 1-3 on the year, 2.28 ERA with 45 games pitched, 43 1/3 innings pitched, 71 strikeouts, and a .90 whip, which is walks plus hits per inning pitched. So you see here that everything is better for Tommy except for the record. What you have to say is these guys came from the White Sox, who are not good at all. So don't let the record fool you. Just look at everything else, and they all pitched pretty well. Now, what the White Sox got out of this, they got a right-handed pitcher who's in the majors for them. This is the only guy out of the trade that they have in the majors right now. It's Tyler Clippard, who's not necessarily a young arm, but he's a good, consistent arm to have on the team. He's 2-6 on the year with a 47 ERA with 47 strikeouts and a not good whip. So we're just not going to show that. Another guy that they got, a starting pitcher, Ian Clarkin, who's in their minors, is 4-5 on the year with a 2.86 ERA and a 1.31 whip with 62 strikeouts and 80 2/3 innings pitched in 16 games. So that's pretty good. That 2.86 ERA is really good. So that whip could be better. But another guy they got from this is center fielder Blake Rutherford. 10 stolen bases, 2 home runs, 34 RBIs. He's hitting 290 with a 352 on base percentage and a 747 on base plus slugging. So this guy's not really a power hitter, more of a contact guy. He's got some good speed too. 10 stolen bases is not that bad at all. The last person that they got was center fielder Tito Polo, who was hitting 5 home runs, 39 RBIs, 28 stolen bases, who's hitting 304 with a 361 on base percentage and an 811 on base plus slugging. So I think the real win right here. Now, the Yankees didn't have to give up a top prospects to get what they got. They got veteran leadership and 2 good bullpen arms. But I think the White Sox are going to win this trade in the long run, obviously, because these guys were like top 50 prospects, and then they got injured. But if you listen to those numbers, especially from Tito, these guys are going to be good. And I wouldn't worry about that. It's going to take time, obviously, but with those prospect trades, it always does. So the next one we're going to be looking at is the trade that went down between the White Sox and the Royals. And another thing, the Yankees, this was a win-now move, in case you couldn't tell, because all 3 of the guys that they got are in the majors with them. So the Royals got left fielder Melky Cabrera, who's hit 13 homers, 56 RBIs, who's hitting 292 with a 336 on base percentage and a 768 on base plus slugging. So an elite on base plus slugging is above 1. When I say 768, I mean .768. And but Melky is a good veteran. He's controllable. I don't know if this was a move to maybe hint that Lorenzo's not at the top of their priority list in the offseason, but I should hope that he is, because he's a Gold Glover and all kinds of other things. But that's a good move. I think this move is kind of because the 2 pitchers that they gave up were not high up in the prospect rankings. So I would imagine that this move is a win-now move for them, because they think they can make the playoffs, and they probably can. So what they gave up is a right-handed pitcher, A.J. Puckett, who's 9-7 on the season, 3.90 ERA with 20 games started, 98 strikeouts, and a 1.41 WHIP. So, I mean, he's not bad. He's not great, but he's not bad. He's in AAA. And then they got a left-handed pitcher, Andre Davis, who's also in AAA, who's 6-4 on the year with a 4.52 ERA in 19 games. He's pitched a complete game with 95 strikeouts and a 1.35 WHIP. That's pretty good. I'm not complaining. The White Sox must have seen something in these guys. And honestly, you know, they're not going to keep a good player from winning, and especially when there's value for them from other teams. So the last trade involves my Cubbies. This might have been the trade that set them up for the future the best, because we decided to empty our entire farm system, which we also did last year, except for this year it's not for a rental. It's for a young pitcher, starting pitcher, with controllability. We have Jose Quintana, who's 6-9, and after tonight, depending on what happens, is he'll either be 7-9 or 6-10. Either way, he's got a 4.16 ERA in 21 games started, with 134 strikeouts and a 1.26 WHIP. So the ERA's up there, but he played for the White Sox, so you have to, with the players coming from the White Sox that are in the majors, you can't really gauge their statistics as to how good they are because they were on the White Sox. So we're just going to ignore the 4.16 ERA, but the WHIP is good. 134 strikeouts. He does throw a lot of pitches to get strikeouts. So I'm not mad at that. The White Sox got like the top 4 prospects in the Cubbies bullpen or the system. They got second baseman Bryant Fletty. I'm going to say 6 homers, 42 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, hitting .297 with a 351 on-base percentage and 758 on-base plus slugging. It drives me nuts that we gave up as much as we did. It really does. I mean, I can't complain considering that Jose's jump-started us for this year. We have right-hander Dylan Cease, who's 1-5 with a 2.98 ERA in 16 games with 92 strikeouts and a 1.22 WHIP. That was a pretty good pitcher. You give him a few more years, he might have been as good as Jose Quintana, but I guess we'll never know now. And the last person they gave up was the biggest left fielder, Eloy Jimenez, who's hit 12 bombs, 46 RBIs, 293 hitting, 367 on base, and 907 on base plus slugging. Ridiculous. He gave up way too much for that, and I just cannot believe it. But all the teams that receive players from the White Sox are probably going to make the playoffs. And all right, guys, sorry about that little thing right there, but I know you're just looking at a picture right now, but that's fine. I just wanted to let you guys know that my final opinions on that whole deal was that I really think that this has a huge effect on how the playoffs are going to shake out, especially on the American League side of things and the National League side of things. Jose Quintana has really jump-started the Cubs. Todd Frazier gives a veteran leadership and a solid answer to third base on a daily basis instead of shifting around Ronaldo Torres. And that the White Sox finally smartened up and traded up players for people that other teams needed, and they got prospects from teams that had good farm systems. I really think that the White Sox win all of these trades in the long run, except for maybe the one that they did with the Cubs, because that's where they gave up the youth of the team. The other teams really didn't get very many youthful players. They got win-now players. They're trying to make the playoffs desperately. But that's really all I've got for you guys today, so I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.